What can we expect from Devin, going up at 147? There's a lot of needle, I guess, between the pair of you. I guess listen, from what you've seen in camp.
Hey, listen, an exciting Devin Haney. Let's sit it right there. I just told you is that if you don't want to fight, then you don't want to fight. There's no clauses, there's no catches, there's no nothing.
Yeah. He just capping for like social media. Like he not gonna be like realistic about the situation.
Bill Haney has delivered a stern message to Shakur Stevenson after news emerged that a Devin Haney versus Shakur showdown has been finalized.
Shakur Stevenson.
I told y'all Dev will beat the shit out of Shakur Stevenson.
Yes, but did you talk to Turkey out of the sheet?
He gonna beat Rockstar Shakur?
Beat the shit out of Shakur.
Rockstar, he gonna beat the shit out of Rockstar Shakur Stevenson. Beat the shit.
Shakur's no different than everybody else. They're all really good. Devin is special. He has the style, he has the confidence, he has the ability to navigate his own career in a way that he's able to fight all of them, and he fares a great chance against all of them. That's something that's special. That's something that's rare. That's Devin Haney.
Haney spoke with unwavering confidence, emphasizing that Shakur will encounter top-tier speed, defensive prowess, and proven championship pedigree. He vowed there would be zero easy paths and promised a brutal examination that will reveal every flaw under the bright lights, with global eyes watching.
I want your thoughts on Shakur saying he not fighting Dev unless he got a rehydration clause.
Shakur, man, honestly, you know what I mean? Because, I can pop it on channels and like that and do that, and you know what I mean? And we can have fun with it. But, over here on the Boxing Voice, right, I want to ask, in or around the division, every bad motherfucker around Devin has gotten an offer to fight, or they've been in the ring, or, who else has that happened with? All the fights that the people want to see Devin fight, the person that got either a contract or Devin and got in the ring with him. Can we say that about anybody else?
This highly anticipated clash between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney has emerged as boxing's most discussed potential blockbuster, with backstory and deal-making efforts spanning multiple years.
Do you think that, was that ever something that you wanted to consider, though? Because I think people say this narrative was like, yo, if you know you could beat him, just fight him.
Yeah, but why would I fight this nigga for the least money that I could get when it's like, okay, cool, let's go through the WBC, because that's what I did that they're trying to ignore. Right. They're going to ignore that whole part. I said, WBC, y'all do y'all job, enforce the fight, and we're going to do it that way. They gave him the deadline to figure out was he going to fight me or fight Regis. That man decided to move up. Yeah. But I really made the WBC do their job. That's what it really came down to. And whatever percentage that they was going to offer, that's what it was going to be at the end of the day.
So if they would have came back and said 75-25, would you
I would have had no choice. I just try to go around the bullshit that was presented, because that's bullshit. Like, I'm a 2-division world champ. I unified at 130 in one of the biggest fights at 130 pounds.
Stevenson has been upfront about his requirements, stating that any prospective matchup at 407 pounds must include stringent weight restrictions following the official weigh-in ceremony.
Y'all want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clause. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going there? So any of y'all want to fight me at 147?
Yeah, rehydration.
10 pounds.
10-pound rehydration. That mean the IBF rule, basically.
You got to understand, that means on fight night, when we get in the ring, they're going to be 157, maybe 158.
Max.
No bigger than 160 that night.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
So if we could get it, the IBF rule, 10-pound rehydration.
Yes, but think about it. If there's no rehydration clause, these guys going to get it up to 170 pounds.
Yeah, 175.
I'm in the 140s on fight night.
Yeah.
So if I'm 140, they 170. Bro, what am I in here wrestling around with these?
Bill Haney has maintained an unwavering position regarding rehydration stipulations, declaring he will reject any such constraints for Devin Haney's contests. A viewpoint that would create serious obstacles in talks if Shakur Stevenson insists on including one in any agreement.
He's on the list. Is that a fight you guys are seeking, or are you leaving it alone since he's saying that it would require Devin to get a rehydration clause? Is that something you're willing to get on a phone and discuss how many pounds exactly?
Well, when you're speaking about Debo, you might hear a whole lot of that's inconsistent with things that you say about normal fighters. When you talk about a generational talent like Dev, you would expect those that are elite to look to have, to be on a level playing field. What you weigh is what you weigh, and how you get down the next day is, it's what it's all about, and that's what that is.
Bill Haney has stated definitively that he has zero interest in discussing catchweight arrangements for any prospective bout featuring his son, Devin Haney, a philosophy grounded in his complete rejection of rehydration restrictions or weight demands that might compromise Devin's physical advantages.
You willing to do a catchweight, which is what he wants to put on, not a catchweight, but a rehydration, which is what he said it would require in order for him to fight Devin?
No, what he said was that he doesn't do any negotiation. He has a management team that does it. And let's just stay and keep it right there. Everything that he's saying, he's not going to 100% stand on it, because he says he doesn't negotiate against himself and refers back to his team. So I can't take any of that serious. Especially, like I said, given an opportunity that you understand that he says that based on Conor Ben doing something that he felt might be unfair and putting it on Chris Eubank is what he's saying that he might do to him.
Bruce Crington expressed his conviction that Shakur Stevenson will systematically outclass Devin Haney through superior distance management, precise timing, and tactical positioning. In Crington's assessment, Shakur's movement patterns, defensive systems, and strategic intelligence would completely shut down Haney's lead hand, minimize explosive exchanges, and transform the contest into a masterful tactical battle.
Who would you favor at 147 between him and Devin? Shakur.
That's a tough fight. I like both of those styles together, but I do think that Shakur is just more defensively aware, sound and aware. It's possible that Shakur may win that fight. I feel like he's a problem for a lot of guys because of his style. But Devin and both of those styles together, that's a great mashup. And I don't know. That's actually a really good fight. I genuinely don't know.
Based on expert evaluation, Shakur Stevenson commands every attribute necessary to emerge as boxing's upcoming superstar, featuring technical excellence, defensive brilliance, and remarkable ring intelligence that could propel the sport into its next chapter, especially as audiences grow to value elite craftsmanship above raw knockout power.
Conor Ben, there's a lot of fights that Shakur can be involved in and beat all these dudes, man. Beat all of them. Has a chance of beating all of them, right? And solidifying, his mark in the sport, being, the great of his generation. When Crawford left, I told y'all that, Shakur was the next guy on the throne. And I truly wholeheartedly still believe that. I know there's guys that has worked with Shakur in the past that swear up and down. Oh, I even forgot Murataya. Murataya is there too. Guys like Andy Cruz. I mean, there's a lot of talented guys that people respect that Shakur has the ability to.
His methodical strategy and ring intelligence distinguish him from his peers, positioning him as a potentially transformative presence in boxing's landscape, especially as he accumulates major wins while preserving his perfect professional record.
Fighting all those guys and putting that on his resume, man, we talking about legendary status. We talking about Mount Rushmore type of stuff, because, all these guys are the elite guys of this generation and people respect them. And if Shakur was to beat them, he's going to definitely make his mark heavy in the sport and become extremely popular, even more popular than what Terrence Crawford is right now, and I feel like Shakur can be that face of American boxing that, we've always had. We have Floyd Mayweather. I think he can be as popular as Floyd Mayweather, if not more popular than Floyd Mayweather, so I don't know, man. Guys, tell me what you think. Am I tripping? But there's a lot of potential matchup for Shakur that can really grow his star, man.
A prospective Shakur Stevenson against Devin Haney encounter guarantees to deliver a genuine super fight spectacle for boxing enthusiasts, bringing together two of the division's most luminous talents. Given both competitors remain unbeaten, possess exceptional technical abilities, and desperately seek to solidify their standing, this confrontation would display premier skill levels, tactical brilliance, and pure entertainment value, mesmerizing global audiences, while ushering in boxing's next golden period.
The dream confirms what I've been saying. 3-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight world champion, first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, superstar boxer, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, Devin "The Dream" Haney, 33 wins, no loss and no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. He calls out another first ballot Hall of Famer of his era. Ironically enough, Devin Haney is 27, and the person he calls out is 28 years old, who's another first ballot Hall of Famer, Olympic silver medalist, 4-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, who simultaneously up until yesterday held the WBC 135-pound title and the WBO 140-pound junior welterweight title. At the same time, superstar boxer, 4-division champion, who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Shakur Stevenson, who has 25 wins, no losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. So Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, as I said, and Devin Haney confirmed it, as you see there, this is the next super fight in the sport of boxing.
Devin Haney has conclusively proven himself among boxing's most skillfully gifted competitors, gaining widespread acclaim for his explosive reflexes, surgical precision, and systematic ring approach. Experts consistently highlight his fight control capabilities, opponent adaptation skills, and pressure management under intense circumstances, characteristics that establish him as a dangerous opponent for any challenger. Analysts frequently note that Haney's blend of velocity, tactical awareness, and mental toughness creates genuine problems even for decorated title holders. When evaluating Haney against Shakur Stevenson, this potential collision assumes extraordinary importance, since both athletes possess championship-level abilities, razor-sharp boxing intellect, and burning desire for legacy validation, promising not merely a talent showcase, but a career-defining moment featuring elite strategy, mental fortitude, and technical mastery that would captivate boxing audiences globally.
Accomplishments, because now Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time lineal champion. So he's a 2-time Ring Magazine winner. 2-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. So he's a 2-time unified champion, 2-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion, and that was it. He was in his prime too, Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taken away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. Lomachenko was a little older and smaller. So, they about even in terms of that.
Greg Hackett maintains Shakur is intentionally ducking this confrontation because he recognizes Devin possesses identical elite abilities. Per Hackett's analysis, Haney's velocity, defensive systems, mental discipline, and ring awareness perfectly matched Shakur's arsenal, eliminating any tactical edge Stevenson typically exploits against opponents. Hackett contends that Shakur favors matchups against slower or more reckless fighters, enabling him to dictate distance and pace, whereas Devin would create an elevated, tactical duel with zero convenient opportunities, making the risk-reward calculation unfavorable for Shakur against someone capable of matching his technical and psychological intensity across 12 complete rounds.
That's a great fight. He knows Dev has something for him, but he got something for Dev. It's a great fight. He know he could possibly lose to Dev. There's things that Dev understand about boxing that Shakur understand, and he wouldn't be able to just take full advantage of Devin Haney. You know what I mean? They both got an education. That's what I'm saying. This comes down to education. That's why Floyd and them used to yell, "Skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills." You know what I'm saying? You got to really be in the gym working on your skills package. A lot of these dudes ain't working like they think they working. You know what I'm saying? They in the gym, they sweating. You know what I mean? They're working hard, but the information that's being transferred to them is bullshit information, and it's showing in the fights. But who am I?
Armsy, think of the 5-piece. Why everybody want to see Shakur and Devin when Keyshawn called him out?
Boxing insiders maintain that Shakur Stevenson isn't avoiding Devin Haney, but rather seeking more substantial opportunities that could transform his career trajectory. Intelligence suggests Stevenson has investigated potential matchups with Conor Benn, indicating his concentration on marquee legacy-building contests rather than accepting convenient, available options. Reflecting strategic long-term planning, where Stevenson prioritizes lasting impact over immediate gratification by carefully choosing opponents who enhance his standing and challenge his abilities at boxing's pinnacle. Though this calculated approach has generated significant discussion within boxing circles, between those applauding his ambitious vision and others questioning whether selective matchmaking creates unnecessary postponements.
Okay, let's talk about this Shakur and the Conor Benn thing. Shakur's been getting a lot of flack because fans feel like that Shakur is ducking Devin Haney. How do I feel about Shakur ducking Devin Haney? I don't think it's true. I don't think it's a thing. Shakur said he's going to go up, put a rehydration clause on the man to fight him. Is Devin Haney going to take a rehydration clause to fight? If not, I don't think so. So why are we even having the debate about him fighting Devin? It's not like he's fighting a champion to get a random accolade like a belt or something, you know? So it's really irrelevant to even bring up why Shakur is not fighting Devin. He's fighting Conor Benn because he feels like he needs to fight Conor Benn because he disrespected him or whatever the case may be. It's really nothing to it. Fans are trying to put Devin and Shakur against each other. I would love to see the fight, but it's whatever.
Stevenson has expressed his determination to accomplish major achievements in boxing while dismissing concerns about facing elite competition, addressing critics who question his physical dimensions and suggest he lacks the size to compete successfully at 47 pounds against opponents like Devin Haney or Conor Benn. Stevenson responded with supreme confidence and unwavering resolve, stressing that physical measurements won't determine his ring success, while pointing to his technical abilities, hand speed, defensive excellence, and tactical intelligence as primary weapons, enabling him to compete against premier opposition regardless of size disadvantages, demonstrating his strategic mindset, thorough preparation, approach, and competitive adaptability while openly confronting skeptics and articulating his championship ambitions.
I'm into big fights. I like big fights. I like big money fights. I like proving that I'm the best, and I like doing things that people say I can't do. There's a lot of people that will say that I'm too little for Conor Benn, and I can't do it. So it makes for a tremendous fight. It's gonna be a good beef. I like the beef. I like the story behind it, and it's a tremendous fight.
Just wanted to follow up on the Conor Benn conversation. I saw him after the fight, and I just asked him. I said, "Hey, would you agree to that rehydration clause?" And he said, "F no." So my question for you is, how does that fight get made then?
If he's not going to agree, then we probably don't fight. So he's just wasting time. We'll see. But I'm a businessman at the end of the day. And like I said, he did a rehydration clause with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank was in the ring half. Why can't he do the same thing?
Keyshawn Davis has additionally targeted Haney with a public challenge. After his spectacular recent triumph, Davis immediately seized the moment to call out Devin Haney, announcing his preparedness to face one of the sport's elite competitors. Davis, recognized for his explosive combination punching, hand speed, and constant forward pressure, clearly stated he views himself as a legitimate threat capable of testing Haney at championship level, using this public challenge to establish himself as a fearless competitor willing to pursue high-stakes opportunities that could transform his career trajectory. While analysts acknowledge Davis's skill set creates genuine problems for any title holder, generating fan excitement about how Davis's aggressive approach would clash against Haney's technical precision in what promises to be a significant bout with championship and career implications.
You're already a bright enough star that he'd be willing to take, because, as a businessman, risk reward. You think you bring enough to the table that he'd want to take the fight? He would take the fight?
Hopefully, bro. I hope he would take the fight. In terms of answering your question, a bright enough star, he's already entertaining me on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. So I guess he sees some money potential in this fight right here. But what I would like to do is I would like to become champion, because that just speaks for itself. Once I come to the champion with the table, you can't play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know me. People know me. I can go to the UK and sell. Like, I can go anywhere and sell. My first main event, I sold 10,000 tickets. I sell, period. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's entertaining me, because I am a star. But when I come with that world title, whether I beat Dalton Smith or I go move up a weight and beat Lewis Crocker, once I come with them world titles, it's just a different story.
Devin Haney has stated his willingness to meet Keyshawn Davis without additional stipulations, showcasing his direct, uncomplicated competitive philosophy. Bill Haney reinforced this position, stressing that Devin prefers competing at his natural weight rather than weakening himself through limiting rehydration or catch weight requirements, contrasting sharply with reports about Shakur Stevenson's structured weight preferences. Meanwhile, Davis has acknowledged some remaining tension toward Haney, remembering earlier encounters when he felt dismissed as an inexperienced prospect, though both fighters now concentrate on bigger opportunities involving career advancement and legacy building, illustrating how boxing encompasses not only talent but also planning, historical context, and strategic thinking, as these elements continue influencing negotiations and public fascination, while anticipation builds for a potential clash, carrying major consequences for both competitors' futures and reputations.
I want to fight Keyshawn the Businessman Davis. As I said yesterday, he fights and beats Keyshawn, then guess what? It makes the fight with Shakur and Devin that much bigger, right? Because it's a redemption, it's a storyline, so on and so forth. Devin has history, sparring session. We know the history, right? So Devin Haney wants that fight, as we know. This is not a surprise. This is what Devin Haney does. No stipulations. As Father Trainer and Manager Bill Haney stated yesterday on the Boxing Voice, he stated, why we have to have stipulations, roadblocks. We ain't trying to do that. Devin moved up, so he don't have to drain himself. Why would he have to drain himself? Right? Nonetheless, Shakur wants a 10-pound rehydration course. Keyshawn the Businessman Davis, as you're going to see right here, he explains why he don't like Devin Haney. Because, and people are asking me and sending me, this is an old clip that Keyshawn did with Wallow and Gilly, and people are asking me my thoughts is resurfaced because obviously the Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis, saga has started to kick up dust.
Will Shakur Stevenson successfully outmaneuver Devin Haney through superior boxing technique, or will Haney's tactical brilliance and championship experience prove decisive? Share your predictions below.